All right. Thank you. Where's my computer?
So, quick question about our final project. I just want to make sure we're all kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we required, all of us, individually or as a group at this point? Is that what you're wondering too?
I think, yeah. Let me look at my thing. Sorry, it's like kind of cold in here, so I'm kind of like, So sorry if my voice sounds really weird. Last week was describe the data. Yeah. So this week is make inferences, which is my part.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week is the PowerPoint, so the final. So I guess I'll do that and send it in to him, and then just do we all send our stuff to you then, Walker?
Yeah, that would be great. And I also have to do the last part, the take action. No, that's you. Where is it? Oh, just joking. I thought there was another part I had to do. Oh, it's for, I have to do like the evaluation part of that, and then I'll just put all of that on a PowerPoint. Okay. So yeah, so if you guys just email me each of your parts, that'd be great.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure before we started that, the kind of final stretch.
Okay, yeah.
Start forgetting anything or whatever.
Okay, well, are you guys ready for part 2?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so number 1. So we have to use the crocodile thing again.
What I didn't understand was doing the residual plot. It's different than the scatter plot. It's taking each of those points on the X and Y, and that's the difference on a residual plot. I didn't know how to do that. I was trying to figure that out. Do the scatter plot first.
Let's see.
Okay. So first step for requirements is checking linear relationship. So the scatter plot would be, y-axis would be the head, and the body would be the, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point which one is which, right? Or does it?
I don't think so. I would just do it the way we've been doing it, where head is X.
Okay.
Just to keep it kind of consistent with how we're thinking about it.
Sure, sure.
Mine's still opening.
Okay. Is there anything else we have to do? No, right? Just that. Okay. So for scatter plot. All right. I'm looking at it. It looks hot dog shape. Okay, so now we're supposed to do a residual plot. So how do we go from doing a scatter plot to residual plot?
Um, I have. Okay. I have, if you go to graphs,
Uh-huh.
legacy dialog, scatter, define. You put the y-axis as the residual column. Did you make a residual column?
So why? Okay. So am I going into simple plot again?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm back to the scatter plot data or input, and so what do I do at that point? Does everyone understand this? Am I the only one that was lost?
No, it's
Where
pretty confusing.
where are you exactly?
I just did a scatter plot, but I'm trying to figure out how to do a residual plot now. That's a new step to doing bivariate data, inference for bivariate data.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I think.
Victoria, you were explaining. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Let's see. Just a second. Okay, so you have to make a residuals column, or a column of residuals. So you do, because it gives you all that space between, and then you make a plot of that. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so you go to analyze.
Okay. First, I need to save. Do I need to save my scatter plot first? Was there a special way of saving it other than file save, or was there another way of doing it?
I just click either like on the box that's already open,
Uh-huh.
or I just go to the other page and don't really save it. So,
Oh, okay.
but I think you do have to copy and paste it to the thing, but or at least that's what they ask you to do, I think.
Okay, so I'm sorry, God was talking to me. Okay, legacy dialogues. Now you go to scatterplot again, but this time you go to columns. Okay.
So you have to make a column first. So you go to
Okay.
analyze,
Oh, okay. Analyze.
regression linear,
Regression linear. I saw that. Okay.
and then you put
Oh,
your dependent and your dependent and your independent and your independent, and then
okay.
click
So
save.
independent would be head, and dependent would be body.
Um,
Okay.
other
Or other way around.
yes, sorry.
Other way around.
No, you're good. I think I put it the other way
Okay.
around. Now that I'm looking at it, and then hit
All
save.
right. That's where I was looking for the save button. Where is that little save button? Where is that? And you go unstandardized. Okay. Oh, do we go to residuals unstandardized, not predicted values unstandardized?
Yeah, residuals unstandardized.
Okay. And then click continue.
And then okay. And
Okay.
then if you minimize that, there should be a column that says RES1.
Okay. I remember reading that. Okay. Let me just make note of these steps for myself. Everybody know where we're at, what we're doing? Anyone there?
I'm good.
So where do you see the RES1?
It should be right after the comments column.
Where?
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was looking on the wrong page.
Yeah. So
Ow. Okay, so I'm now looking at the scatter plot for regression.
Yeah. Yeah, so now you're going to make a scatter plot, but for the residuals. So you go graphs, legacy dialogues, scatter dot,
Okay.
define.
So
But you're going to
simple.
you're going to change the y-axis to the unstandardized residuals.
And this is for simple scatter still, or overlay scatter?
You still do simple scatter.
Okay. Let me remember all these steps. Okay. Analyze regression linear. Okay. So after you get those, then you go back and do a scatter plot for regression. Okay. So what should go? So I'm sorry. What did you say next?
You're going to change the y-axis to the residuals. Or it should say like unstandardized residuals. This is the RES1 column.
Okay, the y-axis is unstandardized, the RES column, okay.
Yep. And so
Then
you click OK. It should give you
that's all. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. It's not too bad. You just have to remember to put that column there first.
Yeah. Yeah. RES.
So what does your guys' scatter plot look like?
A hot dog.
The scatter or the residual?
The residual.
The residual. Kind of random.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what mine looks like too. Okay.
That's how we want it to look. We don't want it to have a pattern.
That's right. That's one of the requirements, so it meets it, yes.
Okay. So then the only other thing we need to do is make a QQ plot.
Right.
So that's... Are you guys ready to do that? Or are you still writing down some
I
steps?
think I remember how to do it. Did you go back to the original spreadsheet data to do that?
You can. I usually just on the viewer, I guess is what it's called, the output thing. I usually just use that, and it'll just bring it up right underneath.
Oh. Okay.
But, yeah, so I had to remind myself how to make a QQ plot.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm trying to remember how to do it too. All right, you go to descriptive statistics, and then you go to QQ plots there.
Yeah.
So and then,
I just gotta check on that. I think I just put the body and head length into it.
In the variable, okay.
Yeah. But maybe we're supposed to do the residuals. Let me check.
Yeah, it says QQ plot of the residuals.
Okay. So you probably want head length and the residuals in there.
Head length and residual? Okay.
Okay. Where'd it go? Although I think when I did it the first time, I think I did it with the other way. That explains why it was a little bit different. It almost looks the same though. Like they go at the weird spots. They look a little bit different.
Q plot.
So did yours bring up like 4?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think when they told us about it before, you just use the first one, the normal, the one that says normal QQ plot.
Normal QQ plot of head length?
Yeah.
Because, or would we do the QQ plot of the residuals, of unstandard residual?
Can we just do it? Oh, maybe not.
Let me.
Because if it's a variable.
I have the key open. Let me check with that one because that one has the right look to it.
After this.
They're all really similar, but they all have like a little loop-de-doo. I don't know what to call it. Okay. Yeah, I think the one for unstandardized is the right one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because it goes like on the other one. It goes kind of under the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we want to use the first one and the third one?
Just the third one.
Just the third one. Okay.
Yeah, because we're using a QQ plot for the residuals.
Okay. And we wanted the points to be close to the line, and they are. So it passed that requirement. Okay.
I think they made that a little confusing because they didn't really give you any direction.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next 2 or 3, constant variance, residual plot. Is that what we just did? No, that's something else.
Just a second. My thing's all being weird. Okay. Yeah, I have constant variable or constant variance. So, constant variance. Oh, sorry. According to the chart, constant variance, you check the residual plot.
Okay.
And you check that it doesn't have a megaphone shape, which ours has no pattern. So there's no megaphone. I'm guessing a megaphone is looks like a V or something.
Kind of like a funnel where it's narrow one end and it broadens on another.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just basically, for constant variance, you're looking at the residual plot.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the next one is x's are known constants.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that can't really be checked directly unless you're measuring them. So we just have to assume that they're measured correctly.
Same thing with observations or independent.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly just like if you looked at it, if would y determine the next y, which not really, so.
So are we ready for number 2?
Sure.
Okay. So it says, test if there is a linear relationship between head length and body length. So A, state the null and alternative hypothesis. So the null, that would be that the head length determines how the body length.
It'd be equal to 0 or not equal to 0. That's what I read.
Yeah. Yeah, because for this one we're determining if the slope is different than 0. Because if the slope is 0, there's no linear relationship. But if it's not 0, then there is.
Oh, okay. So the null is that it is equal to 0, and the alternative is that it's not equal to 0.
Yeah, so like B sub 1
Right, B sub 1, which is what we're
is slope.
most focused on in that parameter. Most interested in is that one.
Yeah.
Is B sub 1 is equal to, I'm sorry, I'm stepping on your sentence.
No, you're fine.
And B sub 1 is not equal to 0, like you just said.
Yep. And then I think because we already we already brought up like the other plots, it actually came up with our other information.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I'm under the weather. Okay.
So, B, I don't think we have to do anything.
No, we don't.
Information.
Yeah, so then C, we use a t-value, or a t-statistic, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then, so it should be, you know how you have your output box and it's all like this really long thing of all the graphs and stuff?
Uh-huh.
So, on the side there's a little, I don't know what you call that, but it's got all the, it's like output, log, graph, and it has little sub things. Just to the,
is it a little chart
left.
you're looking at? I'm looking at the coefficients in the ANOVA.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to say if you looked, instead of like scrolling up and down, if you went on the left and just clicked the coefficients, ANOVA, those ones, then it would just bring it up.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so, because mine was like at the bottom, so it was like, I had to go on there.
So that would seem to, if you're on a timed exam and you're having to input data, it might save you that. Last minute, like me, notorious for going over time. Okay.
So
the score is.
Oh, I'm just looking at mine. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, so I'm looking at. I'm looking at the coefficients chart. Is that what we're supposed to be looking at, or ANOVA?
Yeah. Coefficients for this one.
Okay, so are we looking at the bottom one? I guess what it said in the tutorial. So 22.675
Yeah, that's what I have.
is how.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the second row of the coefficients table.
Okay. Okay, so 22.675.
I think we only go to the ANOVA if we're looking at degrees of freedom.
Right, that's what it said in the tutorial.
Yeah.
Okay, so 22.675. Okay. What would be the value of the test statistic? I forgot what that means. Anything?
So I think it's just saying what is the test statistic, which would be the t statistic,
Okay.
and then what is the value, which is the 22.675.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I was like looking at that and I was like, what does that mean? Until I looked at the key.
Right.
And I was like, oh.
Okay, 22.675. Okay.
And then based on the p-value, do you reject or fail to reject the null? So do we just,
Right.
where do we find the p-value?
P-value should
The
be
sig.
Yeah, the sig column of the coefficients table.
So the, wait,
And we're looking at the second, the second row.
So it looks 0.000.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you click on it, it's still a bunch of zeros. So
Yeah.
so I just do like what they were showing, like the p is less than 0.0005, which is less than the alpha.
Then
If the p is low, reject the null. So we reject the null hypothesis.
Yep.
So then state your conclusion.
So we're rejecting the null, so we say there's sufficient evidence. I have there's sufficient evidence to say that there's a linear relationship between head length and body length. Gotta check the key to see what they have.
Yeah, that's what we had.
Oh, okay.
And number 3 says create a 95% confidence interval for the true slope of the regression line relating head length and body length.
Okay.
In the door. Okay. Confidence interval.
So we just do amplitude regression then linear. But we already did.
Yeah. No, you have to do it again because you're changing the statistics on it.
Oh, okay.
You go in there and it should already have your dependent and independent on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
so what do we need to, for confidence interval? We need to do what now? I'm sorry. You go back to analyze.
Regression linear.
Yeah, okay.
And then your dependent should already be there, and your independent should already be there.
Mhm.
And then go to statistics and check confidence intervals.
And
Get
then
that.
it has estimates on there. Do we keep that checked?
I would.
Okay.
And then 95 on there, so. Continue. Okay. And then under coefficients, it should be there now.
The 6.704 and 8.096.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Cool.
So the only thing is that in the key they give different numbers, but then they said SBS gives you this, but they only told you to solve it during using SPSS. So
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just do it the SPSS way.
yeah, I mean that's the way they taught us. I don't think they can really say that that's wrong on a quiz.
Yeah.
Be like, you said it was right. Don't mess with me. I don't know.
Okay, well, cool. Well, are you guys ready to take the quiz?
Sure. I think Mindy's gone though.
Oh,
I think
yes,
she said she had to go for a second.
okay. Well, that's fine. Let's fill up my glass of water real quick.
Okay. Let's get to the quiz.
Okay. Are we all starting now?
I'm ready, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3. Ready?
Right.
Okay, so number 3 says, well, pretty much, what are the null and alternative hypotheses? Wouldn't that be just equal to 0 and not equal to 0?
Yep.
Yep, that's the third choice.
And then 4 says a residual.
I'd say the second one.
Yeah, that's what I would say too.
The difference between the observed value y and the value predicted by the regression line.
It's D, right? The second choice?
Yep. Okay, and then 5 says a plot of residuals supports using linear regression when um, uh,
Well, there can't be a pattern. So
uh-huh.
the first one's out. And there can't be a megaphone shape for the
Yeah.
constant variance, right? So that would be out. I don't think them being positive has anything to do with it.
So the residuals normally distributed with 0 mean.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like that sounds kind of weird, but that's the one that makes the most sense. I know. Because they have to be normally distributed. That's why we use the QQ plot to make sure they're normally distributed. So I guess, yeah, I guess that would mean that they would have a 0 mean.
Okay. All right, and then number 6 says compute the residuals for the math self-efficacy data use software. Use the confidence data as the explanatory variable and the score data as the response variable. What statement best describes the residuals? Okay, so we just have to do the residual like plot thing.
Yeah, so you have to make a residuals column and then make the plot.
Okay.
So let me go to where did it go? Analyze, right? No.
Yeah.
Analyze, and then
regression linear.
yeah. So then, and it said which one was the explanatory is the dependent, right?
Explanatory should
No,
be
it's the X independent.
Yeah.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just
Maybe I had
agreeing
to
with
mute
you.
still. Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're good. So score should be in your dependent, and confidence rating should be in your independent. And then save unstandardized residuals.
Okay. So then,
So then you should just press OK, continue, and you should have a column that says RES1.
uh-huh.
And then you can make your graphs legacy dialog scatter. And for the y-axis, you're going to put the residuals.
We say, which one?
Your y should be the unstandardized residuals, and your x should be your other x. So, the confidence rating.
Okay. And yours is kind of just all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is.
Okay. Um,
Oh, how do we answer that? Let's see.
So,
They don't form in linear time.
would you
Their
say?
residuals are not all negative.
So would you say it's A, residuals are between -40 and 25?
yeah, that's what it looks like when I'm looking at it.
That's
So,
fine.
If you just looked at that column without even looking at the scatter plot, could you deduce that from that? You know, just looking at the column on the spreadsheet when you do the residual.
yeah, you could probably look at that and see it.
I was just curious. Maybe you could just look at that and help you determine that too.
Yeah. There's a lot of data though.
But
You
that
have
takes
to
a lot
do.
longer. Yeah, that's a lot
Yeah.
of data I'm looking at. I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. All right, so the first choice, okay, for number 6.
And then for number 7, it says, based on the QQ plot for these residuals, what can you say about these residuals? So wouldn't we just go to analyze descriptive statistics and the QQ plots, and then put the confidence rating and the residuals in the variables?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Got a grad on that. Okay. Um,
It looks like it follows the line pretty close. For
yeah,
part of
so
it anyway.
would you say the residuals are fairly normal?
Um, yeah, I would say that.
Cool.
Social line.
Okay.
Residuals are fairly, yes. Okay.
Cool. And then 8 says use software to create a scatter plot of math self-efficacy data. Given the scatter plot, residual plot, and QQ plot, which of the 5 assumptions about the linear regression are satisfied by this data? Check all that apply. So now we just need to make the scatter plot, right?
Yeah, we've already made the other two.
Yep.
So when we put, so instead of the residuals in the y-axis, we would put the score, right?
Yeah.
Oh, bam. Okay. So,
It's an octopus.
so then would you say there is a linear regression or linear relationship between x and y?
Yeah, I would say there is,
Okay.
based on all those.
Okay. Me too. And
And
then
then,
you plot of residuals. They do follow close to the line, so they're normally
yeah,
distributed, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
They're close to.
yeah.
And the variance of the error curves are constant.
They don't have a
What's their
megaphone shape in the
So the
residual
variance,
plot.
yeah, so the variance of the error turn is constant for all,
Yep,
and then the
yeah.
x values are measured without error. Wouldn't we just say yes because we didn't take it out, like we think that it is correct, kind of a thing?
Yeah, we have to assume.
And then the observations are independent.
Um, yeah, I think we have to assume that too.
Okay. Okay. And then, so we checked all of them, right?
Yep.
That's what I have, yeah.
Cool. And then number 9 says, what is B1, the estimate for the slope?
How do we figure that out?
That should be under our coefficients box,
Okay.
shouldn't it be? Yeah. Define.
Would that be the 12 or the T?
That should be the B.
Oh, well, that makes sense then, because we're looking for B.
Yeah, so B naught is the first row, and then B sub 1 is the second row.
Okay, so it is the 12.695.
That's what I have.
I think I have it on the wrong one. Just a second. No, that doesn't give me that either. Why don't I have that? Okay. Mine keeps showing up with 7.4. Let me... Okay, there we go. I got it.
Cool.
I just had to do it again. I don't know why. It's 12.695.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay.
Okay, so then the next one says we need to find the confidence interval. So don't we just go to analyze regression linear?
Yeah.
And then, but wouldn't we go to save on that one?
That one should be statistics.
Oh, yes.
Save
That's
is for the extra column.
Yeah, that's right.
Do our variables change?
I don't think so, right?
No, they shouldn't change.
Uh-uh.
You're just marking that you want the confidence interval to show in the box.
Okay. So, and we're looking at the second row, correct?
Yeah.
So did you get the what?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'd go with the first one because
That's what I was gonna
that's
say.
kind of
'Cause
what
it's
happened with the other one too.
yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. So
It's
that's
like
weird.
one of those cases where, well, this is really close to the answer I got, so I'll check that one. Actually, kind of works. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. And then 11 says, based on the evidence and using the level of significance 0.05, what decision would you make regarding the hypothesis for B? So we look at, where'd it go? Sigma, right?
Where's the sig? Yeah.
Uh-huh. And it's just 0 all the way across.
Yeah.
So when we would reject the null because the value is less.
Yep. So the second one.
Mm-hmm. And then 12, there is sufficient evidence that the slope of the regression line is 0. Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah. So the third one.
Third one,
Sufficient evidence.
yeah.
Slope regression line is not 0.
Cool. Okay. And then for 13, it says for the crocodiles data, which variable is the dependent variable? Isn't the body length dependent because it depends on how big the head is?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we've always done, so.
Okay, cool. And then 14 says, since the 99% confidence interval for these data is 7.124 and 8.311, what can you say about the one?
Are you guys there?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, thank heavens. Okay. Yeah, what I was trying to ask before it locked up on me, froze up. You changed the variables, right, to get the confidence interval?
No, it shouldn't
And then
change the
when you regress?
variables.
No? Okay.
Yeah, you're just checking a box to make sure it adds another box to your coefficients.
Okay, so go to statistics then, click on confidence intervals, and that's it. Okay.
Yep.
All right, and you guys probably done with the test? Okay.
We have like
Let's see.
a question left.
Oh, okay, so I'm trying to catch up. And you have 10.674 and 14.715 for your upper and lower bound.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have it a little bit off though.
Oh, I haven't checked what they have.
Well, that's what they did with our homework assignment too. So.
I haven't got to that. All right. So did you choose the first one because that's the closest to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
I'm coming down with a cold, I think. Oh.
That's
Okay. Yeah, no fun. I don't get to take a day off, you know? Okay.
Yeah.
Moms don't get to take a day off. Okay. So the SIG is 0. So there's sufficient evidence to conclude that the regression line is 0.
So are you on 11?
I'm on 12. Oh, sorry, I'm on 11. Yes, I skipped the wrong one for the wrong question. Hello. Okay. So we reject the null hypothesis because p-value is less than alpha.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 11. Okay, so 12. This is. You guys already did 12 and 13 then? Okay. If you reject the null hypothesis, what does it mean? There's sufficient it's either A or C, so I'm doing the slope regression is not 0. It's going to be C, right? Because that's the null hypothesis is that it is equal to 0. But there's enough evidence to say that it's not. So isn't it the third choice?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Pedestrian crocodiles, what variable is a dependent variable? Dependent is the response variable, so that's a dependent variable. That would be the body.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now I'm on number 14.
Right. Us too.
So it says since the 99% confidence interval for these data is 7.124 and 8.311, what can you say about B1?
I think I would say the first one, because when we're doing confidence interval, we're checking the second row, which is the B1,
Mm-hmm.
because the y-intercept is not interpretable, which is the first row.
Okay. So it would be that since the confidence interval does not contain 0, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that B1 is not equal to 0?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's kind of like they give you two different confidence intervals, and so this is the confidence interval for what B1 can be, and since it doesn't have 0, it can't be 0.
Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. So should we just go through the answers real quick?
Yes, please.
Okay. So number 3, we had as the third choice. Number 4 as the second choice. Number 5 as the fourth. Number 6 as the first. Number 7 as the third. 8, we checked all of them. Number 9 is 12.695. 10 is the first choice. 11 is the second. 12 is the third. 13 is the second. And 14 is the first.
Yep.
What I have.
Okay, cool. Oh. Here.
It didn't give us a grade.
We missed number.
Grade?
Mine just said done. Oh, we missed 1. Right.
Yeah, we missed number 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonder why.
Why mine didn't give me a grade.
That's really weird.
That's weird. Okay.
So I
Well,
wonder which one it would not be.
I don't know, because the first 3, it fit with what it was saying. So
Maybe it's the last 2.
Yeah, I mean, the fourth one, I would think that we just had to assume. So maybe it's just 5. Or like the fifth one.
Uh-huh.
Because we can't know if knowing the value of one of the y's tells you nothing about any other points. So maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know. Alright. I'm sure as we keep learning it, we'll be fine.
Okay,
perfect.
go team. We're almost to the home stretch here, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think we have the last review on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you have
hey.
time to review, Victoria, or no? I can set up with a tutor if I need to.
Oh, let me look at my thing. Yeah. Are you saying about